My nigga Drake. I don't know why the nigga Drake doesn't want to just calm down. You know what I mean? Like, okay, let's go.
Past couple of months, at least when it comes to posting videos on the topic. I figured that my audience was a little bit fatigued, I thought the cow had long been milked, and I hadn't planned on speaking on it again until an actual verdict was made, which obviously could have taken years. But recently, Christmas came early for the boy, and the federal judge in the situation, Judge Vargas, has granted the motion to dismiss this case altogether.
Back against the wall, I either go all the way filthy or I fall back, and I have this sort of chink in my armor for the rest of time.
For those of you that might not remember, Drake was suing his own record label, UMG Recordings, over the content specifically in the song turned anthem Not Like Us by Kendrick Lamar. His allegations were pretty steep. Essentially, the UMG devised a plan to destroy Drake's reputation and likeness, using Kendrick as their puppet to do so.
I thought, you know what's crazy? I thought we had forgotten about this whole situation. I really believe that this was over with. Because we completely forgot, as an audience, as a people, we all forgot about this thinking, oh, there's no way that this would even have any sort of validity and would go anywhere. And look and hold and behold, as soon as it touched any sort of prosecutor's hands, they automatically granted that this whole entire case was BS, bro. You know what? You know what my thought process is? My thought process is that the person that granted this to not go ahead in court was probably a Kendrick fan, bro. I'm telling you, bro, if it was a Drake fan, this would go all in. I'm just saying. What do y'all think?
Purists and people who just love confrontation, they love to say, hey man, there's no rules in this shit, but there are fucking rules in this shit. Of course.
You know, in Drake's head, this all happened because he was due for a contract renegotiation, and after he got verbally smacked around in the battle, he was out here feeling like Eduardo in The Social Network.
You better lawyer up, asshole, because I'm not coming back for 30%. I'm coming back for everything.
Now, the obvious logical fallacy here was that Drake himself willingly engaged in and even encouraged this battle to happen. For over the last decade, both he and Kendrick fanned the flames of their feud through countless subliminal shots at each other.
No, like after Kendrick's thing. You wouldn't, I noticed you didn't really get into that too much, so.
I don't know, it just wasn't real to me. It's like, was that real or was that just like for the people, you know what I mean?
I think it's a sparring kind of sport.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like, you know, then let it be real then.
But you seem just now a little irritated by it. No?
Like, I don't know if it was worth it, you know? Because there's a lot of people that were mentioned that I feel like can't really go back and fuck with that guy after that, you know what I'm saying?
And nothing been the same since they dropped Control and dropped the sensitive rapper back in his pajamas clothes.
In my mind, hip-hop is a sport, and fans like me love this type of back and forth. Now, to be fair to Drake, it did seem like he wanted to bury the hatchet with a collab song with him, J. Cole, and Kendrick. Almost like, oh, the power of friendship wins type of...
Right, okay. I understand. It's not that Kendrick necessarily was beefing anyone. He's just wants to elevate the sport to the highest level where he's just saying it's time for all of us to just perform better. But anyone who listened to that Control verse way back when would have sat down and said to themselves like, oh, yo, Kendrick's calling me out. Kendrick is dissing me. But is it really dissing you when you're in the studio with somebody and they write a verse and then you tell them, yo, that verse ain't hot? Write that verse again. Is that really dissing you, or are they just wanting you to play at your highest level? You know what I mean? When Michael Jordan slaps Robert Horry, or, you know what I mean? Or Horace Grant, rather. Is it because he's trying to diss Horace Grant, or is it because he wants Horace Grant to play at the highest level possible? Ask yourself that question, fam. Yot.
Vibe. Now, obviously, in the end, Kendrick would deny the feature request, and J. Cole and Drake would take shots at him on the eventual song First Person Shooter. And obviously, in turn, Kendrick said fuck that on the Like That record. We're not friends, and as a matter of fact, we have some serious shit to address. And P.S. to my good friend J. Cole, you can also get it too, I'm literally just handing it out. So Cole eventually bows out, Drake ends up taking the bait, and the rest is really hip-hop history.
I'm not gonna lie, this shit was some good exercise, like, it's good to get out, get the pen work done.
You can't even walk outside, because anytime we're at a party, someone's gonna play a song that's about you being a pedophile, and we're gonna sing along to it.
Now, obviously, his reputation did take a massive hit. I mean, people of all ages were out here dancing to a song calling him a PDF, and we all know that Drake's reputation is pretty much everything to him.
Yeah, what'd I tell you?
What did you say to him?
You said that I can never let you down.
And after being embarrassed for the last year, whether it be at the Grammys or the Super Bowl, where all of his peers were there to point and laugh.
As a Drake fan, man, it's like, y'all niggas really did my nigga dirty, bro. Y'all niggas did that to my nigga Drake, bro. He gave y'all niggas all the anthems for all your guys' shit, and just so you do to my nigga Drake like that.
at the show, I'm sure that all really made his blood boil, and so he in turn pulled the biggest Karen move in hip-hop history.
Drake filed a lawsuit for defamation against Universal Music Group.
And I think it made the whole Not Like Us discourse linger much longer by filing this suit. He says the UMG planned and illegally promoted this diss record to destroy his reputation, claiming they used bots and radio payola to shoot this song up the charts and make it more popular than it already would have been. He also claimed that this record was defamatory in nature and that it could potentially cause him physical harm. Keep in mind that's after years of him acting like some sort of mob boss. And he even went as far as to claim that UMG should not have distributed Not Like Us in the first place, which is awfully ironic considering he championed a petition just a couple of years ago to not allow lyrics to be used in court. And let's be honest, the guy has dissed dozens of rappers and other entities throughout the course of his career, obviously posting those songs on the very same platforms and profiting.
Yeah, but the allegations about botting the thing and keeping it at number one, he has a point there because the entire music industry can be paid. The person who revealed that the entire music industry can be paid for is 6ix9ine, and I hate to have to use 6ix9ine as any sort of example, but 6ix9ine paid for that track with Nicki Minaj to go number one. It was Trolls. Young Thug paid for Gunna's album to go number one. So there's all these instances where you think these songs are just naturally this popular when at the end of the day they're not. People are just paying money for their song to get to whatever placement it needs to be at to create the perception that this song is a number one, when in reality it's not. Some of y'all niggas ain't buzzing like that. Some of y'all niggas really ain't buzzing like that, bro. Y'all niggas really ain't buzzing like that. But how is the rest of the public supposed to know? Most of the time the public is just absolutely just childish, you know what I mean?
In the millions of dollars.
I study rap battles for a living.
I mean, understand that had this case gone in Drake's favor, it would have set a very dangerous precedent for art in general, because obviously they could then use things artists have said or expressed artistically to give them civil or possibly even criminal charges.
What's this, you fucking piece of shit? What's this?
And this was always going to be an uphill battle for Drake, because defamation against a public figure as he is very hard to prove in general. And he also had his fair share of what could be considered defamatory statements in his rebuttal and initial diss tracks.
You put your hands on your girl, she's been engaged for years, you're not married yet, you living in New York, she's not.
I mean, even in the ruling, the judge notes the fact that he accused Kendrick of abusing his wife, while also accusing his wife Whitney of having an affair with his best friend Dave Free, resulting in an illegitimate child between the two. The judge also agrees with the opinion that a reasonable-minded listener could recognize the idea that diss tracks are heated in nature and present a great deal of hyperbolic rhetoric, meaning to the average person it is likely understood that Drake was not a legitimate PDF file. Like, no one really thought he was out here doing some Epstein Trump-level shit, but it was simply a jab at his questionable relationship with several minors over the course of his career.
I met Drake in an Australian hotel. I was touring, and he was touring too, and honestly, his manager just came up to my dad and said, "Drake loves the show, come to a show tonight." And I was like, "Are you joking me? Drake? He wants to see me?" And I was like, "Okay, we're going." So I got my outfit prepared, I went there, and he was such a fanboy, and I was such a fangirl. And honestly, we text all the time now. He helps me with everything, like just life lessons, and we went to dinner afterwards, and we had dinner the next day, and then we met in Sydney. So we just texted each other the other day, and he was like,
Drake, dude. I'm not gonna touch on it.
"I miss you so much." I was like, "I miss you more."
What advice does he give you? Like, what does he say?
About boys, he helps me. Yeah, he's great. He's wonderful. I love him.
Advice with boys?
You know, that stays in the text messages.
I mean, his weird friendship with an at the time 13-year-old Millie Bobby Brown is literally found within this paperwork. Also, a big key.
Oh shit. What was how old? Niggas said 13?
Here in the dismissal was the matters of opinion cannot be considered defamation, and that the average-minded person should be able to consider the source when it comes to factual versus opinion-based statements. Like, you aren't going to take the words of a comedian or a podcaster the same as you would a legitimate journalistic source. At least you shouldn't, that is, but we know in 2025, a lot of people live and die based on what, like, podcasters say.
Because he said you have an illegitimate daughter, you groom women, and then Drake's comeback was, I don't have an 11-year-old daughter, and Brian said, hey bro, address the other shit.
And I feel like where things really started getting weird for Drake is when he requested to see Kendrick's business contract between him and UMG, and he also requested any information they may have when it comes to his biological relationship with his children, and of course Dave Free. Basically, to me, this all screamed that it was not going very well for him, and he wanted to get any ammunition he could during the discovery process so he could try and use that against Kendrick in the future. I also think this lawsuit for him was really about saving face, trying to change the public narrative, and also save his reputation, and in the end, sadly, I think it just made his L like that much worse.
You know, yeah, man, fuck. Fuck all y'all pussies, man. For real, man. I see y'all boys outside when I see y'all, man. For real, man. On some real shit outside, some body shit, man. I'm gonna see y'all boys when I see y'all, man. For real, you know, I got hope about it, man. For real.
Embarrassing!
Like, even over the course of the last couple of months, he has been rolling out his latest album, Iceman, through these live stream multi-hour episodes, and during these live streams, he was still alluding to the battle, basically saying that it was rigged from the start, and taking subliminal shots at both Kendrick and UMG, calling him their Pinocchio, that they puppeteered to destroy his reputation, but
Bro, The man's is so petty, bro. He's a full-on Scorpio, and I hate to use the astrological terms here, but yes, he's petty. You know what I mean? He's petty. He just won't let it go. He just can't let it go. Being a Scorpio myself, I also, I guess, can't let it go. You know what I mean? What am I gonna let go? The lies? Can't let the lies go, bro. The truth has to be told. Justice must be served at all costs.
Always acting like he was one step ahead with some sort of quote-unquote big bomb.
This is legitimately a RICO money laundering situation between the 3 major labels and the biggest radio conglomerate in the world.
Do you understand the red button a little more now?
Oh, Drake's lawsuit certainly added to this.
And it's funny that his biggest fans acted like he was out here playing 4D chess, while all along the guy was out here playing Candyland. And the promise of this red button for the last year, that obviously never came, made some of them very angry.
Biggest waste of my fucking time of all time.
The biggest waste. Oh my God. I can't make it. I can't make it. That was ass.
Is that actually it? That can't be it. Please don't tell me that was it, bro. No button press. No button. Nah, that was like very, very disappointing. Like I was actually told that this was gonna be a red button, so either someone's fucking with me, but either way, at the end of the day, I'm never putting anything else out again. That's disappointing, man. All that build up for nothing?
It was honestly hilarious to witness as this lawsuit had become some of his fans' sole focus in life, really dedicating all their time to pushing propaganda around it. It seemed like they were very much convinced that Drake would prevail and either own UMG, or in some cases, they thought he would cash out in the billions of dollars.
I think Drake is gonna ask for something that no artist has ever asked for or received. And it's gonna be very interesting to see if he receives that.
As far as money?
As far as compensation for damages.
On the lawsuit side?
Absolutely. We talking upwards of $2 billion.
$2 billion?
Absolutely.
Bro. They could never receive funds like that, dude. They're not paying that. They're not paying that. The last time they paid any artist billions of dollars was when Mike pretty much owned all the publishing of Sony. And Mike's publishing that he owned was upwards of 47 billion. They were able to get that shit for about, I think it was 7 or 8 after they knocked that nigga off, bro. Them niggas is wildin', man.
And while his fans were convinced by his lame subliminal shots, I feel like anyone with an actual brain knew that Drake was kinda dining on a nothing burger. I mean, the guy was citing his own fans' tweets as evidence in court, using DJ Academic's livestream clips as factual information to support his botting claims.
So I was promised payments after, but up front, I was promised $5K. Okay. They told me it was for a big artist, promised $5K up front, and then I was also promised after the song performed, I was also going to receive, a little percentage of the song, so points on the song.
This was something that the judge also noted in her ruling, and this whole thing was really a joke from the start for the same reasons I said when he first filed. Drake in his own diss tracks told Kendrick to say that he had weird shit going on with young girls, that this Epstein angle was what he expected all along. The judge also noted this fact multiple times. She also says that Drake basically thinks that everyone should merely ignore every other diss released during this beef, all because...
You see what I'm saying? It's like, bro, when things like this get brought out to the light that you're the one inciting, that he says this, he says this, like, are you trying to control the narrative, and then once the narrative reaches a point where it's like, oh shit, I can't control this no more, let's reel it back in. Bro, what? You niggas are all fugazi, man. You're all fugazi niggas, bro.
It's not like Us ended up becoming the massive hit. This was a notion that she dismissed totally.
The fact that Drake is biracial. So I'm looking at it from a black and white perspective, okay? His daddy's side engaged in a rap battle. His daddy said, go out there and fight, go out there and fight. And then when Kendrick busted his ass, his mama's side said, oh no, Aubrey, we going to the police.
Okay. And I guess I just have a hard time wrapping my mind around how anyone thought he was going to take a W here. Like, logically, he had no legal or moral ground to stand on. Like, it's not even about liking or not liking him at this point. It was just downright dumb. I mean, I totally get that he probably thought that UMG was like diminishing his future value and his future catalog. But at this point, let's be honest, the guy is almost 40 years old, still cosplaying as a mob boss, still cosplaying as this lover boy. And obviously his better years are behind him. It would be like LeBron expecting a 10-year super maxed out contract this season. Like, yes, at one point he could have and did demand whatever he wanted, but that is not the current state. I mean, since the beef alone, Drake has dropped at least like 30 to 40 songs, and absolutely none of them have had staying power outside of one song called Nokia, which by his very high standards of the past was a small blip compared to his former hits. Like, this thing never even went #1. And before the beef even happened, UMG probably considered all of these things, and they looked at his demands for hundreds of millions of dollars and laughed in his face. Because they already own the bulk of his stronger catalog. I believe up until 2018, they own everything, which in my opinion is a majority of the songs that will stand the test of time. Like, I don't think they even really cared to own that new shit enough to like max him out. I honestly think that's why he's so dedicated to this like gambling, streaming arc, and attaching himself to all these different people, because he still needs the payroll to live his insane lifestyle.
Wait, what time? Wait, where are you right now?
I'm outside, daddy.
Wait, what?
But I really feel like my point from a year ago still stands. I really think all Drake had to do was go away, make the fans and really the general public, like the more common consumer, miss him for a couple of months, and just come out and drop a polished, great record with a couple of singles. Really proving that he could still make hits like, oh yeah, you might have knocked me out, but I'm still standing, I'm still doing my thing.
Yeah, that's all he should have done, man. That's all the nigga should have done is literally that. He shouldn't have attacked the beef at all. Like, you know what I mean? Kendrick baited him and he just went for it. He should have just stopped, not done anything. You know what I mean? And then his whole idea would have just washed over. But because he attempted to battle against Kendrick, there's no way Kendrick would have lost against Drake, dude. I understand that Drake says that I study rap battles for a living. I get it, but dude, Kendrick just bar for bar is just an all-around better rapper than Drake is. Like, we get it. Kendrick is a rapper. Drake is a pop artist, bro. He makes pop music. Like, let's not even get it twisted. Like, it should have never even been some sort of beef that we would have to be. Why would Kendrick want to beef with a pop star? That doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? Like, if it was a Kendrick and Eminem battle, okay, now we're talking about a true contender heavyweight match. That's a match. You're talking about Kendrick and Drake, dude. That's part like, man, this man should have just forgot about it and just went on his own little diddly way, bro. They would have been just fine. No, man's in the you know what I mean? Like, y'all niggas is crazy out here, bro.